Example 4. John drove a truck at 55 miles per hour. He left at 8 a.m. At 9 a.m., Joan discovers his medication and wallet. She hops into her Ford Mustang and drives the same route at 65 miles per hour. At what time will she catch up with John? Okay. Let x be the time in hours it took Joan to catch John. John traveled 1 hour more. So John at 55 miles per hour, Joan at 65 miles per hour, the time here. Multiply rate by time, you get distance. Rate times time is distance. And the two catch up. So this distance is equal to that distance. That's my equation. And I got that from the preamble. So the distance traveled by the Mustang is 65x miles. The distance traveled by the truck is 55x plus 1. Distribute, subtract 55x, combine like terms, divide by 10. X is 5.5. So Joan took 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 30 minutes to catch John's truck. That meant at 9 o'clock plus 5:30, that looks like 14:30 or 2:30 p.m. Okay, example 5. A plane flies from LAX to JFK at 550 miles per hour and returns at 450 miles per hour. Find the distance between the two airports if the total travel time is 10 hours. Total travel time. Okay, let x be the distance between LAX and JFK. And remember that time is distance over rate. Rate times time is distance. From LAX to JFK, you got 550 miles per hour. From JFK to LAX, you got 450 miles per hour. The distance is the same. The distance is x. And the time is distance over rate. Distance over rate. The total time, this time plus that time, is, I think, 10 hours. Yeah, here we go. Multiply by the least common denominator. Or, yeah, you could make this like so. You could have multiplied by 450 times 550, or the least common denominator. Anyway, how you do it, you have the same denominator, you add the numerators, multiply both sides by 550 times 9. 20x is this number, divide by 20. You get x, which is 2,475. So the distance between the two airports was 2,475 miles. Students frequently find it easier to choose a different unknown in this problem. Okay? Sometimes I get asked, why don't you do it this way? Because the other way is more natural to me. Let t be the time it takes to travel from LAX to JFK. Then the total time is 10 miles per hour. So coming back, the time is 10, which was the total, minus the time it took to go from LAX to JFK. So the rates are 550, 450 times t, 10 minus t, multiply the 2, you're going to get the distance. And the distance one way is equal to the distance the other way. Distribute, subtract 450t, combine like terms, divide by 1,000. T is 4.5 hours. So the distance from LAX to JFK is 4.5 times 550, or 2,475 miles. Another example. The speed of light is 186,282 miles per second. Make sure you don't forget the 2 miles per second. Okay? I'm sure you can do it that closely. Most authors would probably have made it 186,000. That's usually good enough. Okay, the speed of sound is 1,127 feet per second. Be careful. Miles per second and feet per second. You need to know that there are 5,280 feet in a mile, and LA, Los Angeles, is about 120 miles from San Diego. A bolt of lightning strikes somewhere in LA. Assume the bolt is seen and the thunder is heard in San Diego, which is not likely, but let's make that assumption. How long after the lightning is seen in San Diego will the thunder be heard in San Diego? Okay, sound travels at this many feet per second, and there are 5,280 feet in a mile. Feet over feet drops out, that means division, and I get this number of miles per second. Now time equals distance times rate. The time of the lightning is the distance 120 over the rate, which is right here, and the time for the thunder sound, time for the sound is 120 divided by 0.2134, and that is equal to the time for the lightning is miles over miles per second, which gives you about 6 times 10 to the negative 4, 0.0006 seconds. Okay? And the time for the sound is, we use the other number, miles per second, 562 seconds. If it could be heard, the thunder would be delayed by 562 seconds, which I convert to minutes, the seconds drop out, about 9 minutes and 22 seconds. So lightning you see bang, and sound you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds later.